Good Thursday morning, everyone, and welcome back to part two of the commentary called D. Okay, it's a commentary on Liber Vel Legis, the Book of the Law, and which is kind of awkward to do because the Book of the Law was a received document. In other words, Crowley didn't say he wrote it, but that it was dictated to him. And as such, it's one of the primary holy books of Thelema, of which there are 13, but this is the primary one. And in the book itself, it says that it should not be changed either in the style of or a letter, and that no one, in so many words, that no one should presume to interpret it for another. That if anybody wants to try to interpret it, they should avail themselves in the material within Crowley's other writings and make a judgment each for themselves. So these received texts, these special category of received texts in Crowley's library of literature, are called Class A documents. Okay, there are several classes of documents and writings. Some are instructive, but there is a certain class that are not to be changed in style or a letter. So the Book of the Law is something that if anyone is presuming to authoritatively and dogmatically interpret it for another person, you are to, kindly and lovingly and politely just say, "Fuck you." So, but Crowley wrote several commentaries on the Book of the Law, and these commentaries are not Class A documents. Okay, they're Crowley's idea of what this might have meant at any given time or another. So the commentaries, Crowley's own commentaries on it, which are found in several writings, are not to be, they can be discussed, they can be debated, they can be argued or ignored. Okay. And the shortest and perhaps the latest of his commentaries, Crowley wrote in a hotel room in Tunisia, and they're called the Commentary D, and that's what we're reading from today. But there is one comment that is in Class A. And that comment is the one that we see in every book of the law. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. The study of this book is forbidden. It is wise to destroy this copy after first reading. Whoso disregards this does so at his own risk and peril. These are most dire. Those who discuss the contents of this book are to be shunned by all as centers of pestilence. All questions of the law are to be decided only by appeal to my writings, each for himself. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt. Love is the law, love under will. And it's signed, the priest of the princes, Ankh of Nakansu. That's a Class A document. And it's the only comment that is Class A. So everything that we discuss today is Crowley's other comments. And this particular set of commentaries he wrote around 1923. Now, Crowley lived until 1947. We don't know if his opinions on any of this evolved. I would be surprised if they didn't during the rest of his life, but this is what we are left with, and that's what we're going to discuss today. We are on Chapter 1, the Nuit chapter of the Book of the Law, and we've got up to verse 32, and verse 32 is the one that says, "Obey my prophet, follow out the ordeals of my knowledge, seek me only. Then the joys of my love will redeem ye from all pain. This is so, I swear it, by the vault of my body, by my sacred heart and tongue, by all I can give, by all I desire of ye all." And under the category, mankind to obey 666, to follow his method of attainment to the knowledge of Nuit and the benefits thereof. True nature of 666. That's sort of a little summary. Here's his comment. Let all men obey me, the beast, the prophet of Nu. For my number is 666, the number of the sun. That is, I am the light and center of their system of stars, and my word is as a ray to them that are of earth. Let them obey the light and impulse of that which I am in truth, although I be deep hidden in the body of flesh. Seek ye to know Nuit. Seek to enjoy all that may be, although ye loathe it in your souls. This is your ordeal, which ye must pass in order to be free and whole, to know all things alike, to try, to do, to love and rejoice in all. By loving all and finding joy in all, this rapture of Nuit will end all pain, since all events are taken alike gladly as acts of love with her. The next verse is 33. I'm going to read 33 and 34 together. Then the priest answered and said unto the, Then the priest answered, I just burst into the Gnostic Mass there, I'm sorry. Then the priest fell into a deep trance or swoon and said unto the Queen of Heaven, Write unto us the ordeals, write unto us the rituals, write unto us the law. But she said, The ordeals I write not. The rituals shall be half known and half concealed. The law is for all. Okay. Under the category, Nuit asked by 666 for full instructions in writing. And she replies. Here's the comment. I asked Nuit to write the rituals, the ordeals, and the law. She bade me to know that the ordeals may not be written, since each man must go through a furnace of his own kindling. The rituals, some are fitted for all men, some are suited to one person, each making his own. And also, there are those whose virtue lies in silence, wherewith they are begirt. The next is 35. This that thou writest is a threefold book of law. And under the category, this book, AL, is the law for all mankind. Here's the comment. The book AL, Liber Al Vel Legis, which I wrote down as I heard the voice of Aiwass, mine holy guardian angel, in the city of Cairo in the spring, April 8, 9, and 10 of the year 1904 of the vulgar era, is the law. This law is the law for all men alike. And I think I don't have to tell you that even in 1923, it was very common to lump the entire of humanity, male, female, and everything else, under the category of man. So I don't think Crowley's going out of his way here to be particularly chauvinistic. Okay, 36. My scribe, Ankh-Af Nakansu, the priest of the princes, shall not in one letter change this book. But lest there be folly, he shall comment thereupon by the wisdom of Rahur Kuit. 36. Under the category, 666 is identified with Ankh-Af Nakansu. That's the priest of the princes on the stele of Revealing. Here's what it says. I am in some way one and the same man as Ankh-Af Nakansu, whose stele helped bring about the writing of that book. Short and sweet. I am not to change it in one letter, for not only was mine ear at the service of Aiwass, but also mine hand. The effect is made plain elsewhere. I comment on this book, lest there be folly, for many are the secret sayings and obscure in the text thereof. Yeah. But it would be easy for the clever and the crafty to distort the true meaning of Aiwass to suit their own conceits, as hath been seen of old time in cases of the words of the masters of the Koran, and also the scriptures of the Christians. As a safeguard against such, I, by the wisdom of Rahur Kuit, do now foresee and guard against all fraud and false ways of reading the book in simple and plain language. I lift up my voice and curse with the great curse of a magus of power him that shall seek to turn my word from its truth. Wow. 37. Also the mantras and spells the obeya and the wanga, the work of the wand and the work of the sword. These he shall learn and teach. Under the category 666, his task as teacher. I am also bidden to learn and teach the way of magic by means of saying over many times certain very sacred texts, of writing words, symbols, figures, numbers, and the names of power. Magic by speak, by secret light of darkness, by deeds, by acts which create things or destroy them, and so forth, as I defined and expound in other writings. He must teach, this is 38. He must teach, but he may make severe the ordeals. Here's a commentary under the category 666, his duty as teacher. I am bound by mine oath of service to mankind, for I am not myself a man, but also the Son, and the Son of the Son, ? To accept all that may come to me for wisdom, but it's my right to test their fitness in all such ways, howsoever I deem fit. Okay. 39. The word of the law is thelema, and thelema is spelled out in Greek letters. The comment is and I believe this is a typo in the text, but I'll read it as it stands. The world of the law is thelema. That is, this word is defined in minute detail by the secret values of the letters and numbers, sounds, virtues in nature, and all other functions of this Greek name for will, and he spells it out in Greek, thelema. 40. Who calls us Thelemites will do no wrong if he look but close into the word, for there are therein 3 grades: the hermit, the lover, and the man of earth. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Under the category Thelemites defined, the 3 degrees of attainment. We who accept this law may rightly be called Thelemites. If this word be defined in terms of its secret values, as in the case of the word thelema itself, there are 3 real grades of the order, as distinct from the formal grades of AA, and these 3 grades are described in my book called The Vision and the Voice, and elsewhere. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Under the category the law stated and explained. The comment is, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. That is, the law of a man's nature is to fulfill the purpose for which he is truly fitted. 41. The word of sin is restriction. O man, refuse not thy wife if she will. O lover, if thou wilt depart. There is no bond that can unite the divided but love. All else is a curse. Accursed. Cursed be it to the aeons. Hell. Under the category sin is defined and the nature of freedom. Sin is defined as restriction, that is, the setting of limits or the desire to set limits to anything that is, seeing that as above set forth, the true nature of all things is to fulfill themselves in all ways. Yet though all things be thus lawful in themselves, it is often restriction to act and freedom to refrain. For that freedom is worth the other, and each case must be judged by its own nature. Seek not to control the will of any other in the matter of love, setting limits either to the will to love or the will to seek elsewhere the goal of will, for love itself is the sole bond. All others set up strains against the nature of things, whereby cometh at last the ruin of all. Let it be that, 42, let it be that state of manyhood, bound and loathing, so with thy all, thou hast no right but to do thy will. 43, do that, and no other shall say nay. Under the category the right of man, this case may be taken as a guide to other problems of ethics. The rule is in truth single, the same in essence for all matters of conduct. Each has a perfect right to do his will, that for which he is fit. All other use of power is an abuse. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Tomorrow we pick up at chapter 1, verse 44. I know it's a little awkward juggling two books here and trying to do it this way, but I think we should at least see how Crowley handles at least the interpretation, the commentary of at least the first chapter of the Book of the Law. I hope you're following along. And, some of these comments make things a lot clearer to me. And every time, every year, every other year, when I reread and reread, it all becomes a brand new, wonderful revelation. Crowley, as many of you have probably already figured out, Crowley gets better with age. He peels away like the layers of an onion to get to clearer and clearer, sweeter and sweeter truths. And I don't know how many times I must repeat the mantra year after year, decade after decade. Why didn't I see this before? I read this in 1972. It didn't mean that to me then, so. But anyway, that's it for today. Have a great Thursday, everyone. And tomorrow is Friday, and of course, Friday we fast on rainwater and pure grain alcohol. To cleanse our precious bodily fluids. To quote the famous General Jack Ripper, okay, until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.